Good day, folks. This is to video number 3 in the playlist, which is for motion design, but the kinematic aspects of it within the 3D Experiences platform. In video 2, I did something that was actually in the present playlist. I did something that actually was very close to this, except that there was one block which was moving on a track according to specified position uh, variation. Now here, it's a bit more detailed than the one that I did. Is two blocks that are racing against each other according to a description, motion description like this. So the position of the block, each block is given as a function of time, and I want to model this problem. Now, notice that what I said is, yes, of course, you can input something like that in your model, but then it's maybe wiser to non-dimensionalize these things. So, for example, do the scaled version of these so that everything goes between 0 and 1. And then, of course, later on, you're going to tell the software what the scale factor essentially is. Okay? So let's go ahead and do that. Now, one thing is that after I create my track blue block and the green block, I will create the sketches in a separate part. You don't have to, you can put everything within these parts, but for organizational purposes, I prefer to put my sketches, these non-dimensional sketches, in a separate part. Okay, so let's go and do that. First thing we're going to do is the track. So right click, insert 3D part. This is going to be the track. Properties, track, and track. Okay, let's go ahead and make it. For example, on that vertical plane, I will sketch something, a rectangle down here. This is being 2.5. These dimensions don't matter, but I'll stick to my PowerPoint. And this fellow is 0.25. Okay, so there's going to be my track, and I'm going to pad it by 20 inches, 21 inches. There we are. This is the track. Now we'll insert the green block, for example. Right click, insert 3D part. I'm going to call this thing green block. Green block. Okay. And the color, why don't I make it green right now? Okay, let's go make it. So double click on that. Go to that vertical plane. Sketch on it. A little rectangle 1 by 1. And later on, we're going to pad. So this is going to be 1 inch. And this is also going to be 1 inch. Okay, exit. And we're going to pad it 1 inch. Oops, I don't think this came out to be 1 inch. 1 inch. Good. And then we're going to insert our green, the blue part. So insert 3D part. Let me call this thing blue block. Blue block. Okay. And we're going to make it. Oh, I'll change the color to blue. Okay, good. Double click on this. On the vertical plane, we'll sketch another rectangle. Of course, I can copy and paste this thing or make an instance of it, but that's okay. I'll just make it just as easy. Exit. and pad it by 1. Very good. Now, notice that I said the sketches, although I can create them in here, maybe it's easier, it is easier, but on purpose, I would insert a 3D shape here, and in it, put my sketches. So you go all the way to the top, right click. This is an extra step, but it's okay. So insert 3D shape, okay, and in it, I make 2 sketches. Now, to make things easier for us to see what I'm going to do, I'm going to create 2 points here. And the reason I do that is I want to be able to see the sketches as I draw it. So for example, a point here, let me see now, maybe 5 inches up, totally irrelevant. And in the Y direction, maybe, I don't know, maybe also 4 inches. And in the Z direction, or in the X direction, I make it minus, I don't know, maybe -5. So basically, I'm going to make a point here, and another point on in a slightly modified location. For example, for Y, I'm going to make 8. There are 2 points. Okay. Now I'm going to create 2 planes. These are all extra steps, but that's okay. So we're going to go through a point, through let me see now, offset from a plane, parallel through a point, parallel through a point. So for example, this one, and actually not through a 3-point, through a point, parallel through a point, that's what I wanted, and parallel to, for example, this. There we are. And another one, oops, another plane, exactly the same routine, to this point and parallel to that. Makes no difference, same thing. No, not 3 points. Parallel through a point, this. Okay, so why I did this is I want to draw my sketches on these planes instead of being all jumbled up in the rest of the part. So, for example, on that plane, I will sketch. Now, so what I have to do is I'm going to do this green one like that. Okay. So, for example, exit. So I will sketch on that plane. Okay. Uh, there is the origin of that plane. So let me draw a profile like this. So first one looked like that, and we'll clean it up in a minute. You have to dimension it properly. So this distance, the horizontal one, based on the drawing, it is a 0.2. Okay, zoom in. And this one is 0.3, and this distance from here to here is 1. Well, let's do the heights. So the height from here to here is 0.25, and the height of this point to that is going to be 1. So basically this graph that you see here is this green one, okay? And exit, and this is all appearing on the 3D part. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to change this name, the feature, I'm going to change it. Instead of sketch 2, I'll call it sketch for green block so that I remember what is what. There we are. Now I do another one, this time on that plane, for example. So another one, I select this and sketch on it. If this is distracting me, blocking me, I can always hide that sketch. That was sketch one, hide this, and do this blue one, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. Control Z. Try it again. Like this, like that, like that, and like that. So that dimension is 0.3. This dimension is 0.2. This fellow is 0.4. Okay. And from here, for example, from here to here is 1. Now the vertical dimensions, this is 0.25, just like before. And this height from that point to this point, these are all non-dimensionalized. This is 1. So what you see there now, this is that blue one. I'll exit. And let me change the name of that graph so that you can see it. Right-click properties. I'll call it sketch for blue block. Please note that these could have been done in the part themselves, and that's fine. So there's two sketches here. One of them is for the green block. The other one is for the blue block. I just yeah, that's fine. Good. So now we're going to go to the assembly design and create our joint. The first thing that we're going to do is the track is going to be fixed. Okay, and then we have a prismatic between the green one and the track. Let's try it again. The template doesn't matter. I'll be use this one, that edge and this edge, this plane and that plane, and I don't need this offset, so just delete it. And I do exactly the same thing with the other fellow. So another prismatic, same template, this edge and that edge, this plane and that plane, and I don't need the offset here. So basically we have created our joints. And notice that there's a lot of planes here which I really don't need, so might as well do Control F, find out all the planes and hide them. Plane, find them and hide them. Control F is the shortcut for getting this dialog box. Search basically box. Just give it a minute. Creating those two planes there was unnecessary, but that's okay. I'm going to hide everything. Good. Even these 2 points, if you don't want it, you can hide it. Really, they don't do anything. Now, we're gonna go to motion design right there, and immediately it creates a mechanism for you. You can see that mechanism right there, and it creates a scenario, but it's a dynamic scenario, right? So let me double click on this thing. I don't want dynamic, I want kinematic. I want a 10-second interval, and I want everything, including velocity and positions and acceleration, to be generated. Good, good. All right, so incidentally, if you want this other dialog box here, you can go to Tools, and there's App option if you want to see this visualization. Yeah. Good. Now, let's see what we got here. We have to specify the driver, in other words, the rules under which these are going to be moving. So let's go to, where is that, under mechanism, find the driver, right here, driver. And I'm going to call this thing driver for motion driver for green block. Okay. Uh, Select the joint for, so that's going to be the joint one, of course. This is the one. But I don't know, should have been green. It says grand. That's okay. Click on the function. I don't want constant. I want from a sketch, and go select the sketch. Notice that I have in the part I have two sketches. I want the one for the green block, and every inch horizontally is 10 seconds, and every inch vertically is 20. Okay, let me change this thing to length first of all, make sure it's not angle. Every inch horizontally is 20 inch vertically. Now, I may have to come back here and put a minus sign there, but we'll see, we'll see. So what the graph that you see here actually is the non-dimensional or dimensional version of what I had right there. So that is this. Good. So we say, okay, let's do another one. Let's do another one, another driver. And I'm going to call this thing motion driver for green, for blue block. Okay, the second joint, the joint is the other prismatic joint, second one. And you click on the function. I don't want constant, I want from a sketch. Go and select the sketch for the blue block. I mean, these are all bad spelling. This should not be blur, it should be blue. And one horizontal inch is 10 seconds. It's like the other one. Change this into length. One horizontal inch, one vertical inch is also 20. And again, if things don't work out, I may have to come and put a minus sign here. We'll see that. Say okay. Now, so I can run it now, or I can actually go ahead and find how things are going to be moving. There are 2 degrees of freedom, you can see that. This should not go in that direction, but let's say that these are the 2 sliding bars for the 2 degrees of freedom, but that's okay. Pretend that we don't know that something is going to go wrong. Now we're going to go to simulation, click on the, well, there's 2 ways you can run it, or you can preview it, either way. So let me preview it first. What's going to happen is that these are going to go in the wrong, hang in there. These are going to go in the wrong direction, okay? Yeah, so that's where I go back to that function and put a scale as fx scale, I put a -1. So exit, go back to that driver. Either you can go to the driver or you can go to the functions that you have created. Either way, you can go there or you can go to the drivers, either way. Well, I can go to sketch 1. Okay, go to that scale and offset to put a -1 then. Everything is going to get flipped. And the same thing down here. Put a -1. Say okay. Good. And you can update if you want. Now we go to simulation. Simulation. You can actually preview it if you want. You click on it. See, it's going in the right direction. This is not running it. This is just previewing it. No results are going to be generated. Right. Oops. Oh yeah. Okay. So let me exit that. Now we're going to go run it. So we go to simulation, run analysis case. Wait until it says succeeded. Did. So that's all done. So now we go to results. If you want to see the animation and export it, etc., video clip, so you select the kinematic step 1 and then play animation and play it. Good, that's good sign. And now we can go and plot 2D results. So we're going to check to see if our physics was inputted correctly. And the way to do that is going to say, okay, show me block 1, the green block, not grand block. Show me the green block. Show me the, this is the Y position. Show me the Y position. So this better match that. And it does. And it does. Okay. Now, if you want to add to it, go to the blue block. Again, the Y position, add to the plot. And this is going to be that graph. Now, if you want to see these things separately, so for example, show me just the blue one. There's the blue one. Show me just the green one. There's the green one, etc. And then you can plot the velocities and things like that. So let me actually go ahead and plot the velocity here, constant, 0, and constant. So let's go to that 2D plot. So for example, if you look at the green one, not the ground one, show me the velocity in the y direction. It should be constant, 0, and constant. Constant, 0, constant, etc. All right, folks, good luck.